welcome along everybody to Imola, just down the road from Ferrari HQ, and they know a thing or two about pace, and pace today is king. It's qualifying day, and it's great to have you with us.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to another instalment of F1 25 My Team Career Mode. This is Imola, the Imola Grand Prix, round 4 of season 3, and we're pushing a little bit too hard on this first qualifying lap. Once again, if you haven't seen the last instalment, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. It's been a really strong start to Season 3. 2 wins and a second place. The consistency is really something special here. Let's try and keep that consistency going. And this will be the real sort of test to see, are we in the championship hunt? And I'm going to be honest, that first lap time in Q1 doesn't really bode well for the weekend. But we did make it through into Q2. But, yeah, like I said, it didn't really show our pace really strong. And in fact, there were mistakes that were made on that lap. However, this is now Q2, and we're looking just a little bit better. The rain is starting to spit here at Imola, and there is going to be more of that in the race ahead. So, with mixed conditions throughout the rest of the weekend, it's definitely going to make things quite challenging. But at the moment, it's got to be said, we're pushing quite hard and doing quite well on this lap. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. Not quite the optimum pace, but I do believe this is going to be enough to get us through into Q3. And it is. It's P4 at this stage. But that should just about do us for now, as the rain continues to fall. And indeed, that is good enough. We lose some pretty big players as well in Q2. Piastri, Hakkinen, Verstappen, all out of Q2. And now we're here in Q3, trying to set a good lap. We're on full wets because the heavens have opened. The sky is falling. And so far the lap seems okay, but we're doing quite a bit of sliding on the standing water. Tsunoda sets a 124, so he set the bar there. Where are we setting our bar? We're braking late, clipping the inside apex. We've got another apex to go, and we've carried some decent speed out of there. I think this is going to be a 125 something, and it's at 126, and it's only good enough for P7, and we are going to go round again, and this time hopefully set a better lap. We're a 10th up in Sector 1 on our previous effort. And in fact, we're just gaining more and more time as we improve on this lap. And I do think the rain, well, it's not really easing, but there's a drier line emerging on the circuit. And the racing line is, well, as long as you don't go off it like we do there, we should be fine. And the lap time here is going to move us up. Well, it doesn't move us up. We stay P7. One more crack at a flying lap. We've gained yet another couple attempts here, and this one feels even better. Where are we going to be when we cut the beam? It's from 7th to 4th, and that, I was hoping to get in the top 3 then, but P4, I will take it for the race.
Well, today's venue has a full name that is perhaps lesser known than its informal one. So today we're at Imola, or to give it its official title, the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, named after their legacy. A beautiful tribute at a beautiful circuit. It's time, everyone, for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and Ayrton Senna completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, and Antonelli, Russell, Albon, Jackson, and Paul Aron. Piastri, Hakkinen, Max Verstappen and Stroll. Gasly, Behrman, Gabriel Bortoleto and Liam Lawson. Doohan, O'Sullivan, Hadjar and Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
32 laps ahead of us in this Imola Grand Prix, and they begin right now, and it's a very nice getaway. Little bit slow, but it'll do for now. And we've got Carlos Sainz trying to make his way through on the inside. Antonelli is also around there, but we're going to now brake late and try and go around the outside of Lando Norris, and we're not able to pull that one off. Russell and Sainz end up battling, so Russell's up a couple of places. Antonelli, I think, has dropped back. He was P6 at one point. But now we're having a look at Lando Norris trying to go to the outside. No way through there. Senna leads, Tsunoda second, Norris third, Ware fourth, Russell fifth, and Sainz in P6 in the Williams. Decent start by Carlos, but now it's a case of following it up for the next 32 laps. And what can we do about the front three? Can we get closer and ahead of them? We're certainly starting a run on Lando Norris right here. We're going to go down the inside of the Mercedes, and Norris passed by us. We're up into P3. Up next is Yuki Tsunoda in the Red Bull, and Senna making headway out front. Now we're on softs because I believe that the rain is coming quite early in this race, so I'm hoping the softs will hold out till then, and it'll give us some early attack, which is what we're using on Tsunoda, moving up into P2. Now can we start applying the pressure to Senna? But the problem there is that he's already built up 1.8 seconds of a gap, and Senna is looking very fast in this early stage of this Imola Grand Prix, and we're trying to stay with him at this stage. But the only thing we're doing is, well, we got Tsunoda trying to get back past us here, and we've got a bit deep there, which is going to allow Tsunoda another look. Tsunoda goes to the outside. Tsunoda back through. Norris is now going to the outside. Norris doesn't end up getting back through there. He ends up going off the road. And as the laps go on, we're just, well, I don't know what happened to Tsunoda. We got back past him, but unseen by us. And he also got passed by Norris and Russell. I'm now letting Norris back through so he can have the DRS, because otherwise on the straight we're a sitting duck. And the gap Senna is pulling away. He is mighty fast at this stage of the race. Plus, for the vast majority of the lap now, my soft tyres are gone. And that's the problem with these tyres on this game. You'll get 2, maybe 3 good laps out of them, and then they just go. And once they're gone, they are gone. But we retake P2 away from Lando Norris, and George Russell following through as well. Russell looking very strong in this race. We're making an early call now to come in for intermediate tyres because the rain has arrived and we've just lost so much time to Senna. And this might be a day of settling for P2, but we're back out there now on a wetter track, and for sure we pitted at the right time. You can see the gaps just tumbling down, so I feel like we definitely made the right call and pitted on the right lap. I'm just trying to find where the grip is. We've managed to get past Pierre Gasly, and now we're following Isaac Hadjar, but these guys still have to pit yet, and they're coming in this lap, so we've made some very good progress here, and we're going to I think we're going to resume second place, but we're still 15 seconds behind the race leader Ayrton Senna as we clip the grass on the outside of the corner and nearly lose it going into turn 1. And as the circuit is getting wetter quite quickly, we might have to consider a change for full wets. But my idea is we're just going to try and stick it out. I'm going to try and stick out the intermediates for as long as I can in these conditions, in the hope that it'll bring me closer to Senna. Otherwise, we've got no hope, and we're going to have to settle for second. And this is what I think is Hakkinen. No, it's Piastri on Antonelli, and Oscar Piastri taking the position as they struggle on this circuit that is now completely coated in water, and it's just impossible to tell how deep the water is, and we've got to take it careful. Senna's in the pits then, and we now take the lead of this Imola Grand Prix, but the full wet tyres on Senna's car should give him some good pace on us here. But I'm going to try and make these last as long as I can. And my ERS is running a bit low. I wouldn't mind being able to save a bit of that. But look, we've got 8.5 to 9 seconds on Senna. So we've got a decent-ish gap. But we need to keep pulling that out if we're going to have any chance of doing anything about Senna. And I'm hoping that we can make these last as long as we can. I am going to be pitting in quite soon for a fresh set of inters, just in case the rain doesn't stop before the end of the race. That could be a mistake, but that is my plan at this stage. Pit in, get fresh inters, attack Senna. We've even got a virtual safety car here, upon which we can do just that. Although I do need to get behind the delta time, otherwise we are going to be given a penalty. And in we come, the virtual safety car giving us that perfect window where we can pit and lose a little less time. And we're now pitting in to take on the fresh intermediates. The sky is brightening, so the rain should stop falling in the next several laps or so. And we're leaving the pits now, and hopefully we haven't lost. What are we looking at here? We are 11 seconds behind Senna. So we should be able to start catching that up quite quickly, because look how much drier the track is getting. And actually, I think this might have been a mistake to pit in, because if the track dries out quickly, that might be a mistake, because we could have gained more on Senna before it dried out. And look how dry the circuit is. Lap 27, and we're basically on a dry track. There's Senna right ahead. We've caught up with him on the intermediates, and the track is basically bone dry. And on lap 28, we're pitting in for slicks, thinking that maybe the pack would pit in because Senna's still on the full wets, and there's 4 laps left in the race, so surely he'd pit in by now, but that's just not happening. We're on the medium tyres, and if he doesn't pit in, we have royally screwed ourselves over on strategy here. I feel like maybe we should have stuck it out on the first set of intermediates until the track was dry. But we have royally messed ourselves over. We've got 26 seconds to gain, and if Senna doesn't pit in the 4 laps, which I believe is quite inconceivable, because surely he should pit, otherwise them tyres are just going to go bang. But it's lap 30. He's showing no signs of pitting. Piastri and Stroll have pitted. Verstappen is on the hard tyres, but Senna is deciding to stay out. He thinks he can hold on. 2 laps and a bit to laps to go here, and I don't think we're catching him fast enough. There's a lot of lap traffic up ahead, which is also going to impede our progress. Meanwhile, this is Oliver Bearman on the right tyres, chasing down Lando Norris, who is also still on wet tyres. And this is Bearman making easy work of it. Up into P7. We're starting the last lap now. We had 7 seconds between myself and Senna, but Antonelli not playing the team game and unlapping himself here. That could be the difference between P1 and P2. 5.9 seconds to go, and we are catching that rapidly. But is it going to be enough, or is Senna just going to hold on here? We got 4.5 to catch in 2 sectors. This is unbelievable stuff here at Imola. Senna just about holding on. We've gone deep. Antonelli getting out of the way. Piastri sets the fastest lap at 1:14, and we've now got 2.9 to catch on Senna. This is going to be an intense final sector. Look at all this going off here, and Jackson's backed off in the middle of the corner, playing the team game for Senna. We've gone into him. Antonelli going back past. He's now gone past Albon as he unlaps himself. And unfortunately, thanks to Jackson parking it in the middle of the corner, we are not going to be able to pass Senna. Senna takes the win here in Imola, but we get second. Oh, there are so many ways we could have worked this better. So many ways.
Without too much trouble.
And this is an emotional moment as the crowd rise once more to congratulate your winner, Ayrton Senna.
To do it as a team on home soil, that really means something special, and you can see how much it means to them, the drivers involved as well. Great job by them today, of course, as always, but for the fans watching on too, a great display of teamwork here today.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
I do believe that Ayrton Senna is going to be taking Aiden Jackson out for a drink after this race to thank him for parking it on the apex of the chicane and costing us potentially the time we would have needed to catch Senna. Do I think we would have done it? I think it would have been very close, but I think the time we lost pretty much matches what we would have needed. But it's P2 for us. Many mistakes on the strategy made. I feel like again there were ways we could have done better, but Senna takes the win, and with that he closes to 24 points of the championship lead. This fight is getting real, and there are more than one separate contenders. Verstappen is making himself interested. Senna is making himself interested. I'm just trying to hang on with consistency. Russell in fourth. He's not really here nor there. Piastri and Norris in fifth and sixth. Also, I would say at this stage, not really in contention. But it's between myself as Leclerc, Senna and Verstappen. And what a championship fight in prospect this could turn out to be. But the consistency is all there, and if we can keep this up, we're definitely going to be in with a very good chance. Thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Please don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. And until the next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now, and enjoy the rest of your day.